My name is Shana with Adventures in Fluff, and today I'm going to show you how to sew your own wipes using the turned and top stitch method. First, you're going to want to select your fabrics. Today I'm using terry cloth on one side, flannel on the other, and you're going to want to cut them to the size that you have decided to use for your wipes. I want an 8x8 wipe, so I have cut it to an 8.5 by 8.5. That'll give me my 1/4 inch allowance for sewing on each side. So I've already pre-cut those to 8.5 by 8.5. And the first thing you're going to want to do is lay your first fabric down, making sure that the side you want to see is facing you. Now with terry cloth it doesn't matter because it's the same on both sides, but the flannel does matter, and the second fabric will go on top, making sure that the side you want to see is not facing you. It is facing away from you, so you see the ugly side. Just check both sides to make sure that the ugly sides are facing you. And now you're going to want to pin them all the way around. Now I use 2 pins per side, but it all is up to you on how many pins that you want to use. And I have already pinned one right here just to show you all the way around. And another thing I like to do before I start sewing is just take a water soluble pencil and create a mark on where I do not want to sew it. You're going to want to leave about a 2 to 3 inch opening in order to flip that wipe inside out to the correct side. So I just made a line between these 2 pins right here, and that will give me a heads up to stop sewing at that point. Now you're going to put that on your sewing machine and remove the first pin and place your needle about a 1/4 inch away from the edge. So you're going to want to sew about a 1/4 inch away from the edge around the entire wipe, excluding that 2 to 3 inch opening that you have. Now when you go around and you hit a corner, a very helpful thing to do would be to stop the machine at that point. Make sure your needle is lowered into the fabric. Lift up your foot, rotate the fabric. It won't lose your space because the needle's down. Relower your foot, and then keep on going down that side. Do that with each corner, and your corner should be nice and crisp and clean, and you don't have to worry about rotating it while in sewing motion. So let me take this off. Make sure that you backstitch both at the beginning and end of your stitches to make sure that your threads don't unravel, and then clip your threads close to the fabric. Now what you're going to have after you do that is a nice little border around the entire wipe except for your little opening. And the next thing you're going to want to do before you turn it inside out is just to clip the corners close to your thread, but stitching, but don't cut into it or else it's going to unravel. So I'm just going to clip the corners. Now this is going to give you a nice non-bunched up corner. If you end up leaving these, your corners might be a little bit bulky on your wipe, and although it's not anything really bad, it just helps it to look a little bit nicer if you have trimmed off this extra fabric before turning it right side out. So we'll just clip all of that. And one last one to go. It doesn't have to be anything good. You'll never see the inside. So you'll have something like this. Now what you're going to want to do is turn your wipe right side out. I like to take one corner, stick my finger into the corner and push it out. Do that with the next corner. stick your finger into the corner and push it all the way out. Do that with the next corner. Just keep going corner to corner, sticking your finger in, pushing it out, and the last corner. Finger in, push it out. Now, you should just easily be able to flip that right side out, and this is what you'll have. Now try and make sure that all the sides of the wipe are fully pushed out. Flip your fabric in on the pocket opening so that it looks like the rest of the wipe. And then you're going to want to iron that flat before you proceed. So take your iron and flatten it all down. Now I have one that I've already ironed flat, and this is what you're going to have. You pretty much can't even tell where the opening is at this point. I know it's here somewhere. There you go. And now you're going to want to sew around the entire wipe again. This time, instead of 1/4 of an inch, you're going to want to do it about 1/8 of an inch. You can start at any point, lower your needle, and go all the way around the wipe, making sure to backstitch at the beginning and end, and using the lower needle method in order to get your clean corners again. Now when you're done, snip that fabric close to the wipe, and you will have your finished wipe. It'll look nice and clean on both sides, hopefully, and ready to use. Just fold it in half. I happen to have my wipe warmer right here, just to show you how nicely it'll fit right inside. So there you have it. I hope that this tutorial has helped you and you have fun sewing your own wipes. And I'd love to see some of your pictures of what you create, and feel free to post them on my Facebook site. That way I can see some of your beautiful creations. Thanks again for visiting me, and I hope you'll come and share my next adventure in fluff on one of my next posts. Thank you.